Hi, my name is Poeartistry. I am excited to welcome you to James Poeartistry Productions. You are tuning into an incredible experience known as Poeartistry Gold, where we delve into the art of commentary, storytelling and poetry. We aim to bring you inspiring and thought-provoking content.
This is a Poeartistry Gold moment by the author James Lynch.
Welcome to the buymeacoffee.com/James Poeartistry, the coffee tips page that supports my James Poeartistry creative productions and work. See also jamespoeartistry.online. Dear perceptive reader, to show you the importance and effect of human letter writing, I want to share with you today one that was written back in 1950, June 1st, 1950, and it addresses a mood, a climate of the land, or at least of Congress of that time. Who wrote the letter? It was Margaret Chase Smith. She was an American politician, and she also served in the U.S. as a senator from 1949 to 1973 in Maine. Let me tell you, in her letters, she minces no words, as you see, so to speak, respectful, but very firm and straightforward in her thoughts on the, even political climate of that time. So I'm going to read, it's a long letter, but I'm only going to read the first page of it. You can actually probably download it as well, a PDF form of the whole letter. But I'll read the first page of it, like I have done others, to go to show you just how much thought these persons gave to what they were stating. And these are thoughts that were worth preserving, you see, all throughout time, because they are a reminder, a snapshot, if you will, so that persons don't forget history, so that they can even avoid mistakes, you see, before they happen, because persons brought them out. So, this is Margaret Chase Smith, A Declaration of Conscience, June 1st, 1950. Mr. President, I would like to speak briefly and simply about a serious national condition. It is a national feeling of fear and frustration that could result in national suicide and in the end of everything that we Americans hold dear. It is a condition that comes from the lack of effective leadership either in the legislative branch or the executive branch of our government. That leadership is so lacking that serious and responsible proposals are being made that national advisory commissions be appointed to provide such critically needed leadership. I speak as briefly as possible because too much harm has already been done with irresponsible words of bitterness and selfish political opportunism. I speak as simply as possible because the issue is too great to be obscured by eloquence. I speak simply and briefly in the hope that my words will be taken to heart. Mr. President, I speak as a Republican. I speak as a woman. I speak as a United States Senator. I speak as an American. A form of hate and character assassination. That's her heading, her title heading of the first subheading or title of this letter. The United States Senate has long enjoyed worldwide respect as the greatest deliberator body in the world. But recently, that deliberative character has too often been debased to the level of a form of hate and character assassination sheltered by the shield of congressional immunity. It is ironical that we senators can in debate in the Senate directly or indirectly by any form of words, input to any American who is not a senator, any conduct or motive unworthy or unbecoming an American, and without that, senator American having any legal redress against us. Yet, if we say the same thing in the Senate about our colleagues, we can be stopped on the grounds of being out of order. It is strange that we can verbally attack anyone else without restraint and with full protection, and yet we hold ourselves above the same type of criticism here on the Senate floor. Surely, the United States Senate is big enough to take self-criticism and self-appraisal. Surely, we should be able to take the same kind of character attacks that we dish out to outsiders. I think that it is high time for the United States Senate and its members to do some real soul searching and to weigh our consciences as to the manner in which we are performing our duty to the people of America and the manner of which we are using or abusing our individual powers and privileges. I think that it is high time that we remembered that we have sworn to uphold and defend the Constitution. I think that it is high time that we remember that the Constitution as amended speaks not only of the freedom of speech, but also of trial by jury instead of trial by accusation, whether it is be a criminal prosecution in court or a character prosecution in the Senate. There is little practical distinction when the life of a person has been ruined. I'm going to stop right there, Perceptive Reader. As you can see, she really has touched on some subjects that people talk about. And I want to emphasize the very last paragraph in this first heading of a form of hate and character assassination, where she states, whether it be a criminal prosecution in court or a character prosecution in the Senate, there is little practical distinction when the life of a person has been ruined. And we've talked about that subject, and I emphasize the importance of due process. However, I would encourage you to download this PDF and read the next heading that talks about the basic principles of Americanism. Have a wonderful day, Perceptive Reader. And this also will be on my website, the Dark to Light Academia Library. Have a wonderful day.